Hello everybody, this is Howard the Teaserking, fresh from my trip to Vegas, Week 9 NFL. Um, Vegas is getting a little weird. Caesar's Palace wants to charge you $150 to reserve your chair to watch the football games. I've never seen anything more stupid in my life. I go to watch the Ohio State-Penn State game. Penn State was my lock last week, and I go to watch it. And there's all these like leather type of seats, but more coffee table type of seats, not the other seats the smaller ones. And they're all reserved, but nobody's sitting in them. So I go up to the guy, well, how do you reserve it? $150. He says, but you can sit in the front row for nothing. So I ran into the front row. I mean, it was still the lazy boy type of chair, but the front row is just closer to the screen, like you're at the first row in the movies or something. I'm like, I don't care, it's football. So it's the stupidest thing, because now you won't go watch football because there's no seats. You won't play poker there, you won't shop there, and you won't eat there. The point was to bring you in to gamble. Now they're doing everything to keep you out. Expensive restaurants, charging you to watch the football games. Whoever's running Caesars, I would sell any stock you own in it. Do not buy stock in Caesars. You want to buy stock in the Walgreens, the pharmacy, because everybody goes there and buys tuna sandwiches and turkey, and you can get your fruit in a big container of honeydew or whatever, and pop and tea and water, and it's very reasonably priced. So yeah, you still eat your nice meal, but the other meal you can go to Walgreens and for much less of the price enjoy your meal and watch the game. So anyway, just insane there. But it's fun, always fun to watch football at Caesars and the Venetian. Pretty hot last week too, hitting 4 of the 6 locks. The pro lock won New Orleans and Dallas. And I'm giving it out there, and people are, New Orleans just jumps way out, and then Dallas slowly, methodically crushed Washington. So it's a very good weekend there. So let's get to the pros, Week 9. And they're becoming a lot more clear now that I'm getting more of a grasp on really who's the best teams and really who's the worst teams. And it's really deceiving, because what's happening when you start looking at the point differentials, I look at the variance, and I think this is a very key stat. When I look at the variance, points offense versus points defense, how many points you score versus how many you give up. It gave me the Super Bowl last year. New England and Atlanta were the top 2 teams in this. I'm not saying this is foolproof, but it's another aid that helps us figuring out how good a team is versus how bad a team is. Doesn't mean anything the first few weeks, but now we're 8 weeks in, and here's the top 10 teams. The Rams are a +10. The Jacksonville is a +10. The Eagles are 9.5. Kansas City 7. New Orleans is up to 6. Seattle is 6.1. Minnie's 5.5. Buffalo 5.5. Dallas 5.3. New England's getting there now, 4.6. And then it's Pitt, and then it's Houston. So those are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And I gave you 12. Those are the top 12 statistical teams. Now here's some surprises. Oakland's a -3, Denver's a -3, and Miami's a -8, Arizona's a -10. Here's the 3 worst teams, like nobody could figure it out. Cleveland -10, Frisco -10, Indy -13. Last week Philadelphia played Indy. Philly's a +10, Indy's a -13. It's a 23 point differential. So you've got a 23 points, and the spread was 12. So I took Philly down to 6. So I got a 23 for 6, and Philly wins by about 25 points. Where it's really handy is when either the weak team, like an Arizona's favored, they're really weak. Miami's really weak. I took the Jets against Miami that week. This is easily how you do it. I mean, because they don't score a lot, right? Miami scores 13 a game, Arizona 17, Cleveland 14. And defensively, they give up. Indy gives up 30, Frisco 27, Cleveland 25, Arizona 27. I mean, these are like college numbers here. Then you got the better defensive teams, and here's your top defensive teams. Jacksonville gives up 15 a game. Pitt 16, Buffalo 16, Minnie 16, Carolina 17, Baltimore 18, Seattle 18, San Diego 19, Cincinnati 19, and Philly 19, and the Rams 19. So these are the strong defensive teams. So when you got a weak offense playing one of these strong defensive teams, you jump all over it because they're not going to score on them. And especially Philly, the Rams, and Jacksonville scoring 30 and giving up 15 to 20. So they're going to score and stop the other team. So when they play a weaker team, when they're playing Indy and Frisco and Arizona, they're going to, it's a no-brainer. And that works really well, this variance. I didn't think it would. I thought, well, they score enough. But like here, Jacksonville scores 26 a game, gives up 15. Now you wonder, I was betting against Jacksonville early because I was just going off of my trends going, they're a weak road dog, they're a bet against. And they changed. So when you start looking at that, it keeps you from losing on Jacksonville by betting against Jacksonville because for the last 5 years you bet against them every week and you won. That's what tells you the trend changes and gets you off of them. And now Cleveland's still Cleveland. They're still gold against. They're 8-0 if you bet against them this year. So that's what you look for. Then it kind of shows you the team. And the beauty of me and my systems are I don't care who it is. Like this year, Philly's 8-0 in a teaser. This year, going against Cleveland's 8-0. Go against Indy, 7-1. See, when the team's weak, you bet against them, you win all the time. So all you got to do is find the weak team and don't get fooled. Like Denver's usually a strong team is weak this year. So you can't get fooled. Like here, Denver in a teaser is 4-3. If you bet against them, it's 6-1. So all of a sudden, they have quarterback problems. Their defense, people are figuring out it's not the same team. And therefore, where you're getting a much better spread, and you might say, I'm going to play Denver. I'm telling you, bet against Denver. You don't want to play them. They're not very good this year. And that's where all my stats come out and tell me. And I don't care who it is. I'm going to go, hey, look, Atlanta 6-1 against this year. The Giants 6-1. Well, that you could have guessed. And Arizona 6-1. But it just shows you the teams that don't win often, also you bet against. Now you have a better idea of this. So that's what the stats are beautiful for that. Look at the Jets are 7-1 in the teaser. Who would have thought that? Let's look at the Jets. The Jets, well, they score 20 a game. They give up 23. They're a -3.7. They're competitive with teams like New England. This week they got Buffalo. I'm not touching that because I don't know what to do with Buffalo and the Jets. They're kind of inconsistent. According to this, Buffalo is a +5. The Jets are a -3. That's an 8-point differential. Buffalo's laying 3. The game's in New York. The problem is head-to-head. The dog is the play, and the Jets are a good home dog, and Buffalo's not a good road favorite. So you got all these conflicting trends. That's why I'm just going to watch it. If somebody put a gun to my head and said, give me a pick, it's still, I don't know. I mean, it's probably a little bit Buffalo with the variance because they're 10-point difference and you get Buffalo in 3. On the other hand, the Jets are a good home dog and been playing very well. So it's kind of like, I would say just play a teaser. I think you're going to win with the Jets in 9. I think you're going to win with Buffalo in 3. I think Buffalo wins by a field goal. Probably about how I call it. So let's get on with the picks. I just wanted to share that kind of how you ascertain the team. In other words, the teams change and you want to catch it. You don't want to be stuck on, well, Denver was great last year or they made the playoffs. You want to keep an eye, like, how's Seattle doing? How is Dallas doing? Are they very good or are they, because you bet on these teams, Pittsburgh, Green Bay, you keep betting on them, and here comes the next year, you don't know when to get off of them. I tell you when to get off of them. This tells me, get on Jacksonville, get on Philly, get off Denver. That's the beauty. Otherwise, you're 2-3 years in the past going with Denver. They went to a Super Bowl. Seattle went to a Super Bowl. The difference is Seattle's still good. Denver's falling. And it's like poker. it saves you money. You fold pocket queens when the guy who never bets goes all in. He's got aces, and it's just sometimes the fold's the best play because you don't lose money. So you might not want to play Jacksonville, but I'm gonna save you from betting against them because they're a very good team, even though they've turned into the New York Giants. So we're gonna run the ball down your throat with Fontenot. We're gonna play defense. Bortles will manage the game, like Jeff Hostetler did. All right, 2 picks. Here we go. New Orleans 7 over Tampa Bay. Head-to-head, the home team and the favorite are 4-1 the last 5. That would be New Orleans. In the stats, we got Tampa Bay, 21 offense points, 24 defense. They're a -3. New Orleans is, if I can find them, plus 27 offense, 20 defense, a +7. You have a 10-point differential. So New Orleans is 7 positive, Tampa's 3 negative. I don't like Winston. He's got way too many interceptions. And I'd say New Orleans has the better defense, which I probably couldn't say the last 5 years if New Orleans was playing Tampa, but now I can. So you got New Orleans, a better point differential with a better defense, with a better offense. You're laying 1 with a 10-point differential. That means, if you were laying 7, it would be close. But here, teaser land, lay the 1. It's gold. I mean, the way New Orleans is playing, it's just lights out. Let's look at the numbers. This year, New Orleans, see, they're 5-2 because they started out slow. As a home favorite, they're 2-0 this year. As a favorite, they're 4-0 this year. And Tampa Bay, 4-3 versus the number, 6-1 against. So Tampa, except for that first week with the hurricane when they blew out somebody, they basically are 6-1 bet against. New Orleans, like I said, 5-2, but since the first 2 weeks, that lost to Minnie, and the next week, all of a sudden, they're 5-0. So they're on a 5-0 tier. If I go back to let's go back to 16. Tampa's a strong road dog. If you include last year, they're 8-1, and New Orleans is a 6-2 home favorite if you bet them or bet against them. So they don't blow out like against the Bears. They had it easy. They win. But if you bet on them or against them in the teaser, you win. New Orleans now is 19-4, 83%. If you include all of 16 and 17, so you can see the statistics are bearing out. They're 19-4 against the number. Tampa Bay is 15-8, which is very inconsistent. Going back to 15 really doesn't help us. New Orleans is 9-5. Tampa is a good dog at 14-3. Tampa's been a very good road dog. That's their thing. They're terrible at home. Tampa Bay, as a home favorite, bet against, 12-1 since 2015. I like the way New Orleans is playing based on their defense, based on that kid from Tennessee running the ball. You got Drew Brees. They're at home. They are 4-1 against Tampa the last 5. So the last 5 times they played, and this would be in New Orleans. So the last 5 games in New Orleans, if you took New Orleans or the favorite, you're 4-1, which is what you have here. 7-point favorite, you knock them down to 1. All New Orleans has to do is win. Winston's hurt his shoulder, but even when he's healthy, he's lousy. He should have stayed in college all 4 years because you're not ready after 2 years. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. Montana played 4 years at Notre Dame, Marino 4 years at Pittsburgh, Elway 4 years at Stanford. I mean, you can't play quarterback in the NFL with only 2 years of college. So I don't care who you are. So that's my point. Winston's just not ready. I don't know if he'll ever develop, and not against this New Orleans defense. Game 1, take New Orleans -1. Game 2. All right, I got Dallas -1 or even against Kansas City, and I'm loving Kansas City here. The trend says take Kansas City on the road. I think we've discussed this several times. Kansas City on the road is incredible. I don't know if they're favorite or dog here. I got them. I got a Dallas -1 at one casino. I took Kansas City at 7. I see it even. I see some KC -1s. As long as that spreads Dallas -1 or even, take Kansas City with at least a 6. First of all, you got Elliott out, which is going to be huge because what have they been doing? They've been pounding the rock with Elliott, playing ball control and defense. Can't do it here without Elliott. They're not going to be able to ball control. Kansas City's very good defensively against more of a passing team, and they'll stop the run. Let's go to the numbers. Dallas, 28 offense, 23 defense. They're a +5. Kansas City, 30 points offense, 22 defense. They're a +7. +8, let's say. So KC's like 3 better. They're like, it's like 7.5 versus 5.3. Kansas City's 2 points better. You're getting Kansas City with 6 or 7. Secondly, that's including Elliott. Elliott's not playing. That's got to hurt him at least 3 to 4 points where you're not handing the ball to Elliott, especially on 3rd and 1, goal line at the 1. Elliott will score. He reminds me of Emmitt Smith. He's out of the game. Who are they going to bring in there? Sorry. Whoever they bring in there is not an Elliott. And, you know, you can't just say next man up. I hate that because it's bullshit. The next man up is not, there's skill sets. That's what it is. You can't take Tom Brady out and say, well, next man up. Next man up is not close to Tom Brady. You can't do that. Aaron Rodgers is out. Huntley's in. I like Huntley. I made a lot of money when he played at UCLA. He ain't Rodgers, and he, you know, you can't, you can, he's out there, but he's nowhere the skill set of Rodgers. So you got to be careful with that. So better defense. It's about even, 22.5 to 23 for Kansas City. And again, offensively, 29.5 versus 28.3. So you're not really getting a big deal there. Let's go to the numbers. Dallas as a home favorite, it's 1-2, 2-1 against. And Dallas is 4-3 in the against the number, and 3-4 against. Only 57% on the number. Kansas City is 7-1 against the number in a teaser. 4-0 at home, 3 of them as a road favorite, which is huge. That's the mark of a really good team when you're a road favorite and you win. And the only positive teams that are like that are 3-0 Atlanta, 2-0 New Orleans, 2-0 the Rams, 3-1 Dallas, 3-1 Pitt, 3-0 New England, 3-0 KC. There's not a whole lot, and we all know, we've all heard of all those teams, except for the Rams are kind of new at it, but that shows me a lot that they're 2-0 as a road favorite, and they're 4-0 on the road, the Rams. But that's another story. So here you got Kansas City 7-1. This is this year. You go back to 16. Dallas home favorite 7-4. Bet against 8-3. So you can see they don't blow out at home. They just kind of win. Let's look at Kansas City on the road. As a road favorite 6-0. As a road dog 5-1. So they're 11-1 the last 12 on the road. Call it what you will. They're a road favorite or a road dog when the spread's even. I usually call them a road favorite when the spread's even. But anyway, Kansas City overall 21-4, 84%. They are the gods of, they're the highest percentage. No, I take that back. Philadelphia is. Philly's 21-3. New Orleans is 19-4, and KC's 21-4. They're just unbelievable. That's overall since 2016, so that's the last 2 years. Now we go back to 2015. Dallas, home favorite, 8-6. Bet against 11-3, and that's with Elliott, and that's with whatchamacallit, the quarterback that I'm blanking out on. We all know him. But that's 11-3 bet against, 79%. KC as on the road, unbelievable. 11-0 is a road favorite, 10-2 is a road dog, 21-2 on the road. Overall, 35-8. Let's see how bad they are as a home favorite. Well, they keep losing to Pittsburgh. 35-8, 81% overall. It's just incredible. I don't look at them as a road favorite. They're 11-0. If you bet against them, 2-9. So they kill people when they're road favorites. Let's say they're a road dog, 10-2. Again, 21-2 on the road. The last 23. This goes back to 2015. And here's Dallas. 8-6 is the home favorite. 4-2 if you call them a home dog. And if you go against them, 16-4. And we'll go back one more year because I know what Kansas City is. Kansas City's now 12-1 as a road favorite, 16-2 as a road dog, 28-3 on the road, 48-11 overall, 81% all the way back to 2014, 2015, 2016, and half of this year. It's unfreaking believable that a team can be this hot on the road. Dallas again, 12-9 is the favorite, 5-3 is the home dog. 17-4 bet against Dallas is the home favorite. 6-2 if they're the home dog. So 23-6 bet against Dallas. 28-3 taking Kansas City. KC overall 48-11. Unbelievable. Now this goes back to 14. The only team that can come. Now they're 81%. The only team that's 77 is Minnesota and our favorite New England. That's it. You got a couple of 75s, Philly, San Diego, Houston, Buffalo. See, but you can see what my numbers do. They all of a sudden, you should be betting on Buffalo. We all know about New England. Oh, here comes Houston. San Diego is so undervalued all the time. That's the key. San Diego 21-4 is a road dog. They're beautiful. But I mean, that's what you. This is what the numbers tell you to do. I don't even care who I bet. What do the numbers say? And this is why I pick such a high percentage. You keep these stats, and then you keep the other stats where you're looking at offense, defense, variant, which, that tells you the strength of the team. But looking at those two things, a chimp can pick these games with those if you know how to look at the numbers. Now, of course, you can't take Green Bay because Rodgers is out. But Green Bay's not a home favorite; they're a home dog. So the home favorite stats stay. You just get home dog stats because Rodgers is out. So you do have to keep in mind of the injuries. Then there's who needs the game. Like I locked New England against the Jets a few weeks ago because New England had to have it because if they lost to the Jets, they would have been 2-4, I think. I think 3-3. I don't know. They would have been 2 games behind the Jets had the Jets won that game. So to put it that way, New England had to win. They were laying 7-1 or something like that, 8-2, and lock city. I mean, when New England has to win, they win. That's what you look at. So anyway, don't know what that is. Ink, I think. So pick up. Got New Orleans, KC, New Orleans, strong defense. Kansas City, incredibly strong on the road. You got them here. You got them at a great spread. Kansas City should be 4-point favorite without Elliott, probably a 6-point favorite, right? There's KC playing Dallas without Elliott. Now this is, the one thing I hate the most is when the broadcasters say, well, Vegas must know something. Look at the spread. Why is the spread so low? It's only 3, and it should be 7. And somebody said that about a game last week. And let me see if I can find the game. Oh, it was Pitt Detroit because I'm in Detroit, right? So it's a broadcaster. Well, why is Pitt only laying 3? It should be higher. There's something wrong. Vegas knows something. It's such bullshit. The spread makes the betting even. It does not make the game even. They put the spread out there to get the betting even, period. And it's wrong 99% of the time because if you ever look at college, the opening line is -14 and the closing line will go to 20 or down to 10. I mean, I've had Navy, I've locked, they were starting at -11. It ended at -7.5. Navy blew them out, and I couldn't understand why people bet against Navy. But you'll see a wrong spread, and the betting adjusts it. Vegas doesn't know anything. They don't care. They just want the betting even. So when people say that, I lose my mind because they're on the radio and they don't have an idea of the concept. All right, there you go. Again, the special $250 for 4 weeks in November, basically $61 a week. When I normally sell my picks for $135 if you buy College Pearl and the locks. I give you the discount. Individually, it's 100 pro, 75 college, 77 locks. Here you get everything at $250 for the month. It's $61 a week for all my picks. So it just behooves you, if you're just playing weekly college, 75. 4 weeks is 300, and here you get all the pros and all the locks for 250. I'm just trying to reward my customers and people that watch this. I know there's a lot of people, I get emails that thank me for the picks and the strategies I use and everything else. So basically, I'm just trying to reward my customers and give them a break and let them win more money instead of worrying about paying me. You can bet more and collect more. All right, everybody. New Orleans, Kansas City, teaser, www.teaserking.com. My special my IT guy's working on it. Should be either tonight or tomorrow. If you want to pay me tonight, there's no problem. If you want to pay me tomorrow on the site, no problem. If it's not adjusted yet on the site, just go to PayPal, use my email, and then I'll give you the password in an email. Here it is for the 4 weeks of all my picks. All right, everybody, good luck, and I'm here. If you have any questions, email me. Teaserking. Good luck. Have a great week, everybody. Take care.